They are into every village, every town. Taking gold, selling tracts, marry our sisters, loving to our wives. They are all over the place. Nimba County is not reciprocating. You are not accepting crown people into Nimba County. That is a serious problem for me. If we are accepting you and your people, your children, your brothers are buying land and they're living with us and we are intermarried, you have that moral and religious obligation to accept us. Every crown person that lives in Nimba will lie and say they are Grebo or they are crew. I'll give you two examples. There was a Nimba lady who loved this crown boy so much and said, let's go to my parents. And they went to the parents in the village. And the youth in the town realized that this boy she brought is a crown boy. And they went to her at night and said, this boy gotta leave. And she said, I love him, I can't let him go. In the course of 1 week, they poisoned him with liver, he died.
Oh, well.
I said, Nimba. The second area was in right here, Fanle, which is right before you get to the bridge. The DEA man came across late in the evening, he came to Fanle to drink, they poisoned him, he died. They had to told him to bring him by that very moment he died.
During this gone election, you made a statement regarding Honorable Kuhn, who is now the vice president of the Republic of Liberia and president of the Liberian Senate. You admonished the Grand Judeans not to vote for a killer. You rather vote for Weir. Today, everything has changed. Today, you have indicted the people of Nimba again of poisoning some of the Grand Judeans, of not allowing Grand Judeans to migrate. Everyone is allowed to migrate whatever country you want to go to. If you keep yourself conservative, you don't travel and settle there, well, it's up to you. But I want you to please, I beg you, to maintain the peace in your spoken words and all that you do. What you said today was a disgrace to the people of Nimba. I've been here long. That did not come to the attention, to our attention. When it was open,
sometime last week,
person in Nimba County that you know of, you didn't tell us? Okay, I'm just hearing it. I come to your office, you come to my office, you didn't tell me we prefer to bring us to the public to say we are a killer and we kill your somebody. This is not good.
Put her picture. I'm not talking about me. I like camera. Put it on me. Put it be outside. Let the people know that I be. Come to me. Don't go to the young people. Abusing somebody on the child. When the thing happen, I say I will respond on Sunday. What happened is wrong. And they took it for a joke. So I sat by myself. I said, Sunday, I will respond. And when I respond, I will know if the women are important. Look at our mothers. Mothers, looking at the way your child have been described on the social media, all around the world, all kind of things. Oh, you get company play, you get company play. That I will go in hotel and I will come from inside hotel. But don't use a child. And when I waited, I couldn't get response. So I will see, I will see if people can get concerned. I just posted one picture. Oh, the whole country go out. So their country only for people that are in position. How about our young sisters? Abuse. I just got to realize that Liberia problem are we, the government officials. If you are not in position, you are not recognized. So that little girl is not in position, so she's not recognized. Yeah, I took the picture of the four lady and myself and posted it. I want to test the ability of the women to see women in the country. And I saw the ability of the women. I saw them coming up to speak. Why you didn't speak yesterday? Why now? Yeah. And I owe no regret for posting that picture. I posted it. I asked the question. I asked the question because you people have not been recognized. I asked the question because our sisters have not been recognized. Why should our mother be selective? If you're not in position, you are not recognized. So because I posted that picture, the whole country going upside down. You denigrated woman who. So that little girl, she's not a woman. Is that little girl not your sister? Is that little girl not your daughter? But because she's not in position, she's not recognized. She on the women that can only recognize people that are in position. It's a disgrace to you people.
Everybody know that I'm supposed to be third grade, so nobody can have me for carrying people. For you to pass the scrutiny of the Senate, speak to your credentials. Question. That's all.
Thank you, Senator. I presented what I have, and it's before the House of Senate. All my credentials are submitted. Yeah, okay, very good. Very well.
I want to confirm that why you presented it. Why you presented.
Yes, what I presented.
So let me ask one question.
Yeah.
I didn't expel for academic fraud.
I got no knowledge of that. I only see it in newspaper.
So I am talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I only see that in newspaper. I don't go running after it. Who has a specific issue with me, they will come and
So
confront.
when you say not to your knowledge, that's not an answer. It's a smart way to evade honor code. I think as a little smart to know that honor code, I want direct answer.
Yeah.
Have you been expelled for academic fraud? Question.
So I would say not to my knowledge because I got no written documentation communicated to me by anybody.
For the third time, let me ask you. Have you, to your certain knowledge, have any institution expelled for academic fraud? Question.
No.
Now the answer. You can proceed on that.
Thank you.
He was asking you a poignant question. Not because he doesn't like you, but because that's why we're hearing everywhere. So I'll ask you one question. Did you or did you not go to one Ibadan university?
I did.
You graduated from there.
Not before I came back.
Oh, so you went to Ibadan, but you did not graduate? No. Okay. All right.
Okay, folks, good morning, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. It's a pleasure to be here again with another edition of the Today Show right here on your favorite dial, 107.5, 101.1. And we're also coming to you on our various social media platforms this morning. Spawn TV Live, Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and via our YouTube channel. So it is a pleasure to always come here every morning and serve you breakfast. My name is Yekezi Zubel, and of course, I'm here alongside my colleague, Dennis Nipson. So it's like we have to take a short break to be back.
Grand Engineer. Everybody know that I'm supposed to be third grade, so nobody can have me for carrying paper. For you to pass the scrutiny of this Senate, speak to your credentials. Question. That goes.
Thank you, Senator. I presented what I have, and it's before the House of Senate. All my credentials are submitted. Yeah, okay, very good. Very well.
I want to confirm that why you presented it. Why you presented it.
Yes, what I presented.
So let me ask one question.
Yeah.
I didn't expel for academic fraud.
I got no knowledge of that. I only see it in newspaper.
So I am talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I only see that in newspaper. I don't go running after it. Who has a specific issue with me, they will come and confront.
When you say not to your knowledge, that's not an answer. It's a smart way to evade honor code. I think as a little smart to know that honor code, I want direct answer.
Yeah.
Have you been expelled for academic fraud? Question.
So I would say not to my knowledge because I got no written documentation communicated to me by anybody.
For the third time, let me ask you. Have you, to your certain knowledge, have any institution expelled for academic fraud? Question.
No.
Now the answer. You can proceed on that.
Thank you.
He was asking you a poignant question. Not because he doesn't like you, but because that's why we're hearing everywhere. So I'll ask you one question. Did you or did you not go to one Ibadan university?
I did.
You graduated from there.
Not before I came back.
Oh, so you went to Ibadan, but you did not graduate? No. Okay. All right.
Fine. You have lived and worked in Nigeria for 12 years. You have been part of the government. But let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Do you have a bachelor's degree? What does that mean?
You mean 9 years?
Did you say you have a bachelor degree in the past?
I don't exactly remember.
You don't remember? Let me remind you. You don't remember having said that you have a degree, and you say your degree is pending. One of the reasons why the citizens are rejecting you is because they believe that you displaced them.
Grand Jury, everybody know that I'm supposed to be in third grade, so nobody can ask me for current paper.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Today Show right here on your favorite dial. Sorry for that a little bit of a break in, but yes, we had to do that to do some adjustment right here on the show. So let me welcome my colleague Dennis. Dennis, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Yekezi, and good morning to all our listeners and followers. It's good to be back on this Wednesday morning. Good morning. How was your night as well?
Well, my night was good, and I hope yours was the same.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so folks, we are here this morning again to serve you a very scrumptious breakfast until 10 o'clock. Too many training issues in the country currently, and of course we will be delving into some of those right here this morning. The biggest news has to do with the signing of the resolution for the establishment of war crimes court in Liberia. That's a big news in town, and I know a lot of Liberians out there want to opine on this, want to give their opinion about this. What do you make of that? The Liberian Senate finally passed the resolution to establish War and Economic Crimes Court. So the framework of establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court has been done by the signing of the resolution, and of course that resolution is going to be approved by the executive, because it is the executive that sent in that resolution to the lower house for the lower and upper house or the legislature for passage. So definitely the foundation for the establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court has been set, has been laid. And we look forward to the actual establishment of the court, because just setting up or passing that resolution does not mean that the court has been established. Okay, the establishment of the court is a whole process by itself that's going to take time. So it's not a year thing. I think is a process. Is a process, and I know a lot of Liberians out there are so ardent to see a War and Economic Crimes Court established. But I mean, the good thing is that the foundation has been laid, the foundation has been set, and I hope our leaders, can act on the actual establishment of the court to prosecute those who, perpetrated heinous and egregious crime during our bloody 14 years of civil conflict in the country. Dennis yesterday was at the capital. I know she was at the lower house, and the lower house, did their own passage or the signing of that resolution ever since. But she, will be telling us more about that. how was the scene like yesterday at the legislature following the passage of this resolution. Yeah. So this morning we get in a very, very sad news from Nimba. I know why it's always Nimba County. A very, very sad news from Nimba County we are getting. You know, recently, Dennis, our correspondent there in Lower Nimba reported that a lady, him was cut off.
Yeah.
Yep. Because of a confrontation she had with this guy. This guy, identified as Daniel, you know, had told this lady not to pass at his residence because of her relationship with his wife. He didn't like the relationship that she had with his wife. So he had warned her never to pass in his yard. But on this day, probably the lady forgot, or she didn't forget, she did it intentionally. While passing in the yard, there was some confrontation put up, and that led to him cutting off the hand of that lady completely. Completely. And we're also getting another news of, you know, somebody cutting off the hand of another person there in Nimba County. Is it a new style, or is it a new way to go there in Nimba County? When you're angry, you chop off somebody's hands. I don't know, but we'll be speaking to Christopher Farr this morning to tell us more
about that.
Yeah. So just before that, let's tell you the outlook of the weather this morning quickly. According to weatheratlas.com, today, Wednesday, in Monrovia, partially clouded weather is anticipated. Minimal precipitation is predicted for today. Temperatures will experience a minor oscillation, reaching a high of a tropical 30 degrees Celsius and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and dropping to a low of a warm 26 degrees Celsius and 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And the maximum heat index, which combines relative humidity and air temperature, is estimated at a blisteringly hot 41 degrees Celsius and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun rose this morning at 6:37, and it will set later this evening at 6:51, and the daylight will last for 12 hours and 14 minutes. So that's the weather forecast there for you from weatheratlas.com. Partially clouded weather is anticipated today with minimal precipitation forecasted as well. Yeah, so let's go straight into it this morning. Let's try to place a call to Christopher Farr this morning to tell us about the incident there in Nimba County that has to do with the cutting off of another person's hand just a few days after similar incident occurred there in the same county.
That's so terrible.
It's very, 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 very terrible. The individual who did the act, who perpetrated that the first act, allegedly, has been taken to the circuit court in Seneca. And you know, okay, so I don't know, trying to place a call to Christopher, but you know, Christopher is also a talk show host in Nimba County. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going. Perhaps he's on his show this morning. But if we don't get him now, we will get him later on the show. Okay, so Chris is now on. Chris, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Yegasi. Good morning, and thank you so much for connecting me this morning.
Okay, how is Nimba County this morning?
Well, Nimba is cool. Just the chopping of each other hands in Nimba began all of the day.
Yeah, it's become the new trend, a very terrible trend there in Nimba County. So tell us about this particular incident.
Okay, so yesterday a fellow known as A.L.A.'s Luo, a citizen, a resident of Nyao Temple town. Nyao Temple is situated in district number 5, Nimba County. Yesterday, hand was caught by a man, a 32-year-old man identified as Bill. So he told us on his sick bed last night that he and one lady who is identified as Tigger were having a conflict over children going to their yard to go and pick plum. So he said his children went to Tigger yard to go and pick plum, and while in picking of the plum, they decided to waste dirt in the people's yard. And so Tigger took those children complained to him, and Tigger said Alex should train his children and not to go in yard to go and pick plum, because they continue to waste dirt in the yard, and it causes serious embarrassment for Tigger, and the mosquitoes are getting too much. So again, that Alex told Tigger that sorry for that. We all have children, and when plum season is coming near, each and every one of our children can go look for plum all over. And while talking, Tigger decided to say, if your children are not trained, you should train them. They are very stupid, and they should come in my yard. So he too, he did not stop there with the begging, but he decided to reply. While replying, I identified Bill Kim. Bill said Ellis was insulting Tigger. So against that, he's going to beat on Ellis. And while he was going to go and flog Ellis, Ellis decided to palm him in his chest 2 times. So he ran to a house and picked up collar and came and caught the left hand of Ellis Luo.
So Bill came from nowhere, after probably watching the incident between Tigger and Alex, came from nowhere, angry while Alex was insulting Tigger, jump in the conflict, and chop off the hand of Alex.
Yeah, so he chopped off the hand of Ellis, and Ellis and not only stopping there, when Ellis fell, he also chopped his head. And,
oh my God!
He had several wounds on his. He also chopped the left side of him, and he currently seeking medication at the Secretary Comprehensive Health Center. When I went there yesterday, the doctor told me that the wound was so bad where Secretary Comprehensive cannot respond to this kid, so they are preparing a transfer to transfer into Ganta for further medication.
Wow. What a very, very sad news coming from Nimba County again, just because of plum. I mean, such an incident has occurred there in Nimba. Dennis, you have any question for Chris?
Yes, Chris, what has been the reaction from the citizens?
Well, according to the information we got last night, a citizen called the complete police detachment to police detail to respond to the issue. But since then, we have not getting any information whether this perpetrator have been arrested or not. But as it stands, we are doing further investigation, follow up on the story to know whether the perpetrator have been arrested and turned over to the Liberia National Police.
Is it a usual habit to see that when someone commit such brutal act and they are not, quickly taken to the police station or so?
Yeah, so it has been the normal routine in Nimba, where when you and someone are having a confusion, you will sometimes go for a weapon to defend yourself or to maybe harm the person. As you may be aware, the Ganta incident also occurred not a couple of days, and another one is happening in Lower Nimba. So it is becoming alarming in the county, and some citizens are also talking about calling for a Moses law. If you do me, I do you. And so they are also calling on the government to put in place what they call, for example, if you kill somebody, the government should take the initiative to investigate you. If you are found guilty, they kill you, and that will also ease the too much of killing or harming each other in the country.
Okay, Christopher. So, you said this alleged perpetrator has not yet been arrested. Is he on the run or what?
Yes, so we are not getting any word because from Nyao Town to come to Company is a little bit of distance, and with the challenges of our police vehicle, whenever you carry your case to the police station where police will say provide motorbike and so on, people will go there. We are yet to know whether these guys have been arrested or not.
And you say you went. The condition of the victim is very terrible. He will be transferred to Ganta for further treatment at the Sagrepe Comprehensive Health Center. Has said that they cannot treat him because his condition is bad. So when will he be transferred, or has he already been transferred to Ganta?
Well, according to the doctor, his transfer was prepared last night. They were waiting for the ambulance to come so they can be able to transfer into Ganta. So it's a very sad issue. According to himself last night, whether he will survive this from last night to this morning, he yet to know whether he will survive from the too much pain.
Wow. A very, very terrible news there coming from Nimba County. Again. Yeah, but any other development there from Nimba County? Chris, you want to share with us?
Well, finally, before I leave this morning, the group on the banner, Bay Lodi One is a group that is found in Lower Nimba to be perceived in the 12th town in Bay. They are saying that if President Joseph Numa Boakai cannot look into Lower Nimba to be perceived in District Number 7 and appoint some permanent sons and daughters who stood on the sun and the ring to campaign for the rescue team, they are not going to cash their ballot in a by-election. They're going to boycott the by-election on ground that they campaign for the rescue team for their sons and daughters to also have a position in the government. But yet and still, President Joseph Numa Boakai appointed on Roger S.W. Wadoma, the former representative of the district, to the health administration position. But yet and still, he withdrew the nomination and replace the person with another person. So they are also talking about Honorable Bagoyon, who also campaign for the rescue mission, Nezo Polo and the rest, and the list just go on. So they are giving them an ultimatum. If not, they are not going to catch the ballot in the upcoming by-election.
Okay, Christopher, thank you very much. Dennis, you wanted to come in or what?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so Chris, thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful time, and thanks for always bringing us up to speed with trending happenings there in Nimba.
Thank you so kindly.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, so that's Christopher Fan there from Nimba County. Again, giving another very terrible report of somebody cutting off the hand of another person. Joko, wow, are you shocked? Yeah, so I just sent you the link, so you want to.
And then
I don't know what to say. That this in line to see to hear, even see the photograph of people cutting people here in Nimba County. I think when it continues in the next 10 years, people will be. Nobody will get here in my country.
I'm just concerned about the last statement in terms of the nomination or appointment of people from our part of Nimba County. And I think there are officials who are from Nimba County that have been appointed.
Yes, of course.
So it is good that the citizens themselves should know that Liberia is a big country, and they have several counties. So if each district start to demand that their sons and daughters should be appointed, I think what they should be calling for is to ensure that development can go to their part, But if everyone start to call for, yes, a district should be having representation on the appointment and all of that, where are we heading to?
Yeah. So, I think for that part of Nimba County, District 7, I think the citizens are mainly concerned about the nomination of, their former lawmaker to a certain position. After he was nominated, and then the nomination was withdrawn following some, politics that interplay, You know, so I think that's what made it they are angry about nominating their son, and after politics, yes, so incitement, from lawmakers or partisans of the party. The nomination is withdrawn and he's replaced with another individual from another county. I think that's mainly what they are angry about. But the issue of appointment, everybody can work in government at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody cannot be nominated or appointed at the same time.
Which is true, I guess.
Yeah,
and the thing
people gotta be patient.
is everybody wants appointment position. No, you can work at certain institution without appointment, but you still make an impact,
of course,
in an institution in the government. You can serve as director, managerial level, and help the government.
Impact. Is it about impact these days, or is it just about?
It's not about appointment. I spoke to some young people in the Unity Party, and they expressed their disappointment that they are not being appointed, and I was shocked. I was surprised that everybody wants appointment.
What are they?
Why you? I can't. Those are my.
No. I'm saying they are particular that their name should be called.
Yes,
Chokon has been appointed or nominated.
Yes,
all of that.
Letter, all of that. The other guy said to me, "My man, we're talking about green letter. You're talking about work." Legacy is the mindset. I really don't know. And like you said, not everybody can go into government.
Everybody can go into
government should be able to create the enabling environment for people to get jobs.
Yeah, sure.
Get employment.
Okay.
So the people who saying they will not vote, well, if you vote, that's it. That's why Plato is one of the philosophers I really follow. He said, if you refuse to participate in politics, you will be governed by inferior people. And that is it. People will go to the polls, they will elect people that you elect. But yet still, see what's happening in District 10. Several people walked out to Spoon, and they said they are expressing this disappointment in Yeke Kolba. But during the election, these were some of the people that left their district and went to other districts, other counties to vote. So people in that district, they made decision for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that's it. Everybody can work in government at the same time. This government has a 6-year tenure. So, except now it'd be like the previous government where as soon as they appoint you forever until it's
That's what I wanted to say. And there are people who are appointed now, perhaps just for 1 year.
Yeah, perhaps just 1 year.
1 year, 6 months.
Yeah,
and then
6 months.
Yeah, so you gotta be patient.
The president already started to suspend people and all of that from what they are, the FIU. So I don't think this government will want to track the path of the CDC government, where almost all of the officials had 6 years tenure. I know. Just imagine there have been several cabinet meetings. Then in the 6 years, if you hear about cabinet meeting, after 1 year, maybe after 9 months, but I think there are about 4 cabinet meetings have been held.
Yeah, and so everybody has just got to be very, very patient. So, folks, please, if you just joined us, our dashboard here in studio is open. If you want to form part of the raffle draw, the Spoon 1075 Mega Dedicated Splash. You can dial the playing code, which is just *799# *799#. Using only your non-star cell GSM SIM card. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. Select number 3 for Spoon FM, and once you select number 3, the next thing you want to do is to choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. That's the playing fee. And once you pay the playing fee from your mobile money account, or if you don't have money in your mobile money account, you can go there and buy the recharge card and play. And once you do that, you get automatically into the draw, and you stand a chance to win 2,500. Some people will be winning 5,000 because today is Ramadan day. So 20 persons will be walking away with a lot of cash here this morning. Some people walk away with 2,500. Some will walk away with 5,000 Liberian dollars right here at the end of the show. So you don't just want to listen to the show, but you also want to get something at the end of the day to make your day worthwhile, splendid, and just good.
So with that, then we'd like to say happy Ramadan to
Sure.
our Muslims, brothers and sisters across the country, and who are also following us out of Liberia. Happy Ramadan to them.
So happy Ramadan to all Muslims, and thank you for being steadfast. The fast is not small thing. That's why when the bishop came here the other time, he was talking about dry fast from 12 a.m.
Angry.
to not angry, but man. From 12 a.m. to, he said 6 p.m. right?
Yes.
From 12 a.m.
That is dry fast.
Yeah, dry fast.
And from midnight.
From midnight to 6 p.m.
The next day.
The next
day. I mean.
So after 6 p.m., you can eat 7, 8, 9, up to 11.
What type of food?
I think he said soft food, right? No, food that don't contain oil.
Yeah, I think the cream of wheat.
Yeah, cream of wheat,
oats,
cornmeal, tea. Yeah, bread.
You take fruits.
You know what, man? That chocolate already addicted to oil.
You want to eat palm
butter, red oil, rice. So the better eat rice a day. It means he hasn't eaten yet. Yeah. So when he said that, I was kind of like, wow. Yeah, but again, that was a good revelation. We hope that a lot of Liberians, including Chokon, including Dennis Trust, I think she can do that.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, I'm not Chokon, I don't trust. But whatever the case is,
what about yourself?
I trust myself. Yeah, folks. Whatever the case is, let's go to the biggest news in town now. Yesterday, this all talk about War and Economic Crimes Court resolution was passed by the Senate.
Before you talk about that serious one, you made mention about our post.
Okay.
That post before we.
Yes, that is true. So I'm trying to get the post because I want to display the post just on the screen. So you just want us to talk about that later because I want to get the picture of it and have it posted on the screen for those that are viewing the show. So yesterday the Senate passed this resolution for the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court. And prior to that, there were a lot of skepticisms. There were so many skepticism or doubts that, the Senate who passed that resolution or that senators would sign on to that resolution. Especially look at the Liberian Senate where you got some folks who are accused of, economic crimes. Some are accused of war crimes and all of that. There was just a high level of doubtfulness that, the Senate would have passed that particular instrument. And for me, one thing that caused a little bit of doubt for me was during the regime of the former president, during the regime of CDC, similar instrument was taken there. A proposal was sent there by the executive. It was sent over to the Liberian Senate to advise on the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court. And the Senate, the 54th legislature, advised that wasn't feasible at the time. And it is the same Senate, even though some of those individuals were changed, they were booted out, but I think just a handful of individuals were booted out during the previous election. So it is almost the same Senate that has made this milestone decision to pass a resolution to establish a War and Economic Crimes Court. And that also tells me the kind of power that the executive has, that the president harbors in Liberia. That, whenever he wants something to be done or a certain decision to be taken, by the legislature, he will exert all of his influence, all of his power to ensure that it happens. And I think that is just what the current executive did. President Bouaka exerted all of his power to ensure that that instrument is passed. And it passed smoothly without any hindrance. I thought yesterday's section was going to be very, very acrimonious because of the opposing views, the prior opposing views from like Senator Johnson, from people like Yaya Nemli, and other folks. The pro tem, Albert Chie, those are people who have said that the passage of this resolution would not be a good thing for the country. So I thought that would have met some obstacles there at the Senate, but it did not, and it was easy to pass tomorrow. And that means that the framework has been set up. The foundation for the establishment of a World Economic Crimes Court has been laid, and it's just left now with the executive to ensure that this court is set up. Executive in collaboration with our justice system and all of that to ensure that the court is set up. What's your take? You were at the lower house yesterday, Dennis?
Yes, I was at the lower house, and perhaps, as you said, it's a training issue. So we all followed and know that the Senate, signed onto the resolution for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in the country. So it is a good thing, and it is something that Liberians, have been yearning for over the time, to see that the resolution was signed at the upper house by 28 senators who affixed their signature to that resolution. It is good. And what we look up for now is, because that document, that instrument has been sent to the lower house again for concurrence, because there was only adjustment made from the Senate. So they sent it to the House of Representatives to ensure that, the both houses can be in one accord in terms of those stuff that have been placed in it. Yeah. So following that, we wait and see what will be the next step of the executive, because after the concurrence from the lower house, it will be sent to the executive, for action based on his action or decision, and then the ball can start rolling. All of the modalities can be put into place, from one thing to another. There were recommendation of town hall meetings, how do we get to the people, talk to the citizens themselves, hear from the ordinary people, and all of that. So we hope to see that, and like many Liberians, over 250,000 Liberians that lost their lives during the Civil War. It has been the burning issue of family members and even like all Liberians to ensure that those who committed those hideous crimes can be brought to book. Because in our society, people see people who have committed crimes. We know people who their family members were killed during the war, right in front of them. They took away loved ones, and today they continue to think about those things that happened. That the pain, is still on their heart. They see the people walking scot-free. They see some of those officials taking public office as almost like being paid for what the crimes they have committed, awarding them public office and things like that. So it is a new dawn for Liberia in terms of the resolution, to see that the Senate as well has signed up to that document, knowing that we have some of those who were part of the war in the Senate, and they affix their signature to such. We are hopeful that, yes, the coming days or months, perhaps year, that will be a good step taken to see improvement, and not just signing, and then at the end of the day, it lost into thin air. We can no longer talk about that, and at the end of the day, all of that. So Liberians are hopeful. We are yet to watch the process, which is a good start. We can say it's a good start, especially as this leadership or administration is just within their 100 days, to see that they have taken such a step to have the resolution being signed by the both houses. It is good sign.
Okay, Choco, you want to come in? Even though you are not, I don't know what's going on. You're not in the camera yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some work here to see what I can get in. But like Dennis said, it is a good thing. Yesterday, Alan White was at the Senate.
Yeah.
And many senators, including Senator Snow, said that it was intended to intimidate the Senate to sign the instrument on yesterday. But aside from that, this was a public hearing, so everybody was invited to the scene. And though he made some statement, and I think we can play that. He made a statement that was a statement that was really touching to some people, gone viral on social media and all of that. But you can see the issue about war and economic crimes court in the country.
You have a feedback from you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you just want to lower the volume maybe of your phone or what?
I don't know what's happening here. So the issue of war and economic crimes court, like you two have said, it is a good thing for the country, and many Liberians are willing and they are giving their support to see this initiative come to be able to give justice for those who lost their lives, properties during the 14 years of brutal civil war. And no Liberian, I don't think any patriotic Liberian will be against that, including Senator Prince Johnson, who is one of those greatest perpetrators of the war, signed onto the instrument yesterday.
And that is where my surprise came in. Seeing the likes of Senator Prince Johnson, seeing the likes of Yaya Nimni, seeing the likes of Albert Chi, the former Senate pro tem, affixing their signature to this document is kind of surprising, especially Senator Prince Johnson, because he has always been vocal against the establishment of a war and economic crimes court in Liberia. He's been vocal whenever that discussion is brought up at the legislature. He will kind of get very bitter about the discussion, and to have seen him yesterday affixing his signature to that, I was kind of surprised. Or was it that he was left with no other alternative? Because seeing the rest of your colleagues, or majority of your colleagues, affixing their signatures to that document, was it what kind of caused him to go and affix his signature to the document? Because I'm left with no alternative. Even if I don't affix my signature to that document, it will still happen. So let me just go and affix my signature to the document. Is that the scenario?
I think so. You can see, and in 28 senators, and I think he was the 20. He was around the 25th. To sign the instrument. It tells you that he was someone would say he was coerced, because he said, My colleagues, like you say, he was left with no option.
No option. Whether you like it or not, it will be
I
established
just have to do this.
majority of the colleagues have already, signed
Wait
onto
and
that
see
document.
on Sunday how the sermon will be for the men of God for concerning the war, economic crimes court, and all of that. They'll wait and see. And he had a press conference yesterday immediately after the signing and the public hearing, and he said some things within that press conference that was quite contrary to what he said. He was raising issues of honesty, those who provided them the guns, where they got resources to outsource guns, where they did ammunition, where they were trained, how former President Charles Taylor came into the country and all of that. So he said these are questions the War Crime Court will need to answer. He said a lot yesterday. So I wonder why he had to sign and say another thing immediately, few minutes after he signed the instrument. So
that is what makes me to think Sunday. That is what makes me to think that Senator Johnson was left with no alternative.
Yes.
That even if I don't sign, the court, majority of my friends have already signed, so the resolution will be passed. So let me just go ahead and fix my signature.
And the thing about it, on yesterday, it was just few. I think he, Javon Smith, and so I think there were only 4 that signed on yesterday.
Okay.
The other senators signed before yesterday.
Yeah,
yes, they signed before yesterday. So there were only a few, like I think 4 senators who signed.
So like just what I said.
Yes.
They probably had known the number of senators who have already signed. Majority have signed. So what?
Only needed 16 senators.
Yeah, 16 majority.
Yeah.
You have more than 20.
So
the Senator Johnson and Yaya Nimle were probably left with no other alternative. But
Yaya Nimle signed before yesterday as well. It was Senator Johnson, Javon Smith, Bill or somebody that signed on yesterday. I look at the number that signed, but the other signed before that session on yesterday. So with what Chokon is saying in terms of perhaps the outburst or other thing by Senator Johnson, you cannot say that won't happen. It will happen, and the only way those questions that he's asking can be heard to, or people can start to find out, is only when the court is being established. It's when those questions will not come into play. Who were those who sponsored the war? Where did they get the guns from, the ammunition? Where did they get the money from to do all of that, the training and all of that? It's only when you have the establishment of this court that they can start to bring all of those questions to know who are those who sponsor the war. So they say you heard Robo, I think you heard Bush. So that's it. The only thing we pray for is that this process should also should not derail the peace that we continue to enjoy in Liberia. It should be handled in a way that those who perpetrated those crimes can be brought to book, while the rest of Liberians can live their lives in peace. Yeah.
I think so. I think I support the view about peace in terms of the establishment of the court. But again, I believe that there's no way that there can be any disturbance here because of the War and Economic Crimes Court.
Yeah.
We saw in 2005 all the way to 2011 until former President Charles Taylor was arrested and taken to the Hague, at which time there was ex-combatants, rebels groups were all over. They had their arms and ammunition fresh. They couldn't do anything. Though their love for Charles Taylor, they couldn't do anything. So imagine 20 years of peace and stability, uninterrupted, peaceful transfer of power for people to say maybe for one person we're going back to gain up and come. I don't think so. And the War Crimes Court, it is not just for people who fought the war. They say people who bear the greatest responsibilities, the leaders of those factions, MPFL, IMPFL, Model, And those were the men who could go and purchase ammunition, who could take a 9 years old child and make them child soldier to go and fight. So those are the people that will bear the greater responsibility of this. I don't think the code will go after people who were 7 years old, 9 years old, but then who were fighting and looting here and there. The code, the resolution is clear about that.
And probably that is why you see the likes of Yeke Koluba, always, very vocal in his call for the establishment of one economic crimes code, because he was a child soldier. I don't know how long he fought for, but if you were recruited as a child soldier and then you remain fighting until you become an adult, you more than 18 years, then of course, if you committed crimes when you fought after you were 18 years, then of course you need to be held accountable for those crimes. But I don't know how long Yeke Koluba fought for. But another thing I want us to look at is the presence of Alan White, the congressman there at the Senate. What really was the essence of Alan White? Yes, we know that he's one person in the U.S. who has been, very, very resolute about Liberia, establishing a war and economic crimes court in the country. So what really did he, go to sit there, in section to witness this process? What was it? That he wanted to intimidate those who were signing, the resolution, who was signed, who were not signed, and blah 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 blah.
But I think the first thing the hearing was a public hearing. The public was invited, and everybody has the right to go there. And Alan White went there. Aside from that, he's one of those people who have been championing the cause of this. So see him there, for me, I believe that this was a public hearing. It was open to the public, and everybody, even civil society organizations with their political parties representatives were also there at that hearing. It tells you that it was open to the public. But on the flip side, politically, I believe that it was intended also to fast track the signing. That yes, this is being supported by the U.S. government. So as such, their representatives need to come and listen to what the senators will say. I was shocked.
It could just remain in America and follow the hearing online. Why travel from all the way America to come and say this section? When you could just live in America, you follow online platforms in Liberia, you just ask the U.S. embassy here to send you a link where you'll be able to follow, all of the discussions surrounding the passage of that resolution. But coming in presence,
the presence of Alan White says a lot in terms of fast tracking the establishment of the court and the seriousness of the American government to do this.
Okay.
I think those were some of the areas I think you can.
And Senator Suno made a statement that if he had known that, Alan White was going to be president, he wouldn't have signed the resolution. I don't know. So I don't know why would you say that? So are you saying that just because of the presence of a congressman being present for discussions surrounding a resolution to be passed for the establishment of the war in economic crimes court, so because of that you wouldn't sign something that you think in your right mind will be good for your country, will will kind of do away or abolish the issue of impunity in your country just because of the presence of a congressman. And I think before lawmakers take decision, they must have already gone to their constituents, have consultations, and whatever will be the outcome of the consultation, of if the constituents say that, hey, we are in support of the establishment of the court, then you, the lawmaker, can come and sign onto that document. If your constituents say we're not in support of it, then you come and sign against it. So I don't know whether most lawmakers did that, whether they went and held consultation with their constituents, but it is glaring that majority of Liberians are in support of the establishment of war and economic crimes court. But the best thing to do as lawmaker, before you make a decision, that decision must come from your constituents. You should know the stance of the constituents on that particular issue that will be discussed. So now, Senator Snow said if he had known that Allen White, the congressman, was in session, he would have signed the instrument. Mm-hmm. So it means that he takes decision unilaterally as a lawmaker, not in consultation with his constituents. So that decision, once is a unilateral decision he's taking, so he can change it at any time in views. That's how I think of it.
So with that statement from Snow as well, Senator Snow, in terms of if he knew, I think he was referring to if he knew that the man was in country. Because if he say maybe in a context is in country, because he did not sign the resolution on yesterday. Mm-hmm. He signed
in country,
he signed before yesterday sitting. So apparently he was like mentioning whether the person was in country and all of that. I don't know whether he's seeing that as being a form of being coerced, or the government is using that, as a point. But also, it is important that as Liberians, we should know what is good for us. It shouldn't be about someone coming, from out of the country, or some U.S. personnel coming to pressure you to say because the person is here, so the government wants to take the step that they are taking. They want to ensure that it happens. It should be about a unilateral decision. Liberia is a sovereign nation that should make decision, unilaterally, and not to be put or motivated by any other person or country. You should know that, yes, this is what good for my country. And there have been this popular outcry for years now for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code. Although now the War and Economic Crimes Code has been renamed on yesterday, for which also that document is being sent to the House of Representatives as well to concur with that, because I think it's now the Extraordinary Criminal Code and Domestic Corruption Code for War and Economic Crimes Code, instead of the War and Economic Crimes Code. So they're going to look at that as well and ensure that the name is okay. We can work with all of that and look at what it entails as well.
Okay, so let's go to the lines because we are expecting a paid for guest here at 9:30. So let's go to the lines and talk to our
have interaction.
Our listeners out there. Call us on 0777-771-075, 0777-771-075. And I was just told by the radio entertainment game folks that each person will be winning 5,000 LD this morning.
Wow.
Each person will be winning 5,000.
I think I can play now.
Liberia, you're not allowed to play. So the numbers are 0777-771-075, 0777-771-075, 0555-101075. And for those of you interested in playing the radio game, all you need to do is to dial the playing code, which is *799#. *799#. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. You choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And you can pay from a mobile money account, both USD and LD accounts. Better still, you go ahead and purchase a recharge card and play. You can play multiple times because it's a raffle job. So the more you play, the more your chances are to win. But again, you can play once and win. A lot of people have played once as well, and they have won. But if I'm the one playing, I'll actually play multiple times because I want an increase in my chances of winning. All right, so 0777-771-075, 0555-101075. Let's talk to our listeners for a few minutes here. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, thank you, Legacy. Let me appreciate your comment this morning for the topic of this question.
Okay.
My name is Lucas Target, speaking of district number 6. You see, the issue for the economy in the worker code, I just knew a crying worker. I realized you keep crying, you cry will not really help. It is when they tell or chat it out at the snow or the hair or LPRC, you also a lot of people to chat it up. And so most of the money you get right now, when you say the only time his money will finish until they spend that on the pay finish, then when you get that money from. And you be apprehended, you're not go free. And you're thinking that, oh, you add the citizen, whatever, when the worker go, when they were fighting the world, they all come to us, oh, we're going to get that dress, so yes, you have two of it. Nobody, anybody say, oh, we're going to fight work, so can approve of it. People, do a worker, whatever, go, nobody approve of it. They come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luther. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning, Yagazi. My name is Josh Mabasa Chiazo, Physical Restaurant.
Let's hear you, Josh.
Thank you for the topic this morning. I don't want to appreciate all the Senegal Sam, for example, walk on go Benin. Because most of them, God is said, go inside the lago. But I heard most of them cry, complaining. The walk on go now for you, if you know that, you take part in the war, if you know yourself clear, don't worry. But if you know that your son clear at times, you'll be crying. And you get to protect the Latin people, because the Latin people, they voted for you. You have to do the Latin people work. And we talk about the work, the way it comes. Because a lot of things we saw during the war time. And often they say happy. They say killing people come away. They do a lot of things that are telling to our people. They say that it's not to come all because they come in our hand. So yeah, the work come. All the people are getting ready to go. So thank you. Thank you this week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
My name is G. War. I want to tell God thank you for all those that sang. Let us slow agree that He faces. But I like people. The thing we saw our brothers, our mothers were killed in front of us. So all of them mean that we hear it. If you go to the court and you explain your case and if you know you are not guilty, they will free you. And I want to tell God thank you for Prince Johnson, for his son. It took me by surprise. But God is in this country. We can't make a joke. This country is a God country. You come on a topic to peace and you forget to know that it is because of God you are staying on a topic. And so we really said yesterday, I want to say that thank you. And thank you for bringing everything to us. God bless you. Jesus' name.
Okay,
Amen.
thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling. Let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Okay, we lost that person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, my name is Prince. I join you from Kakasa.
Let's hear you, Prince.
Thank you for your show. Thank you for your show this morning. The first thing I will say happy Ramadan Day to all our Muslims in Liberia and outside Liberia. So the issue, congratulations to those senators who stand waiting for their heart. They go in the history of Liberia. For those senators who they stand, but it's not waiting for their heart, there is something honest they left with them. As far as we concerned, it is gone back to the executive. It was not with no time.
No, it has not gone back. Hello?
Back to them.
Hello?
Yeah, are you getting me?
Yes, it's not yet with the executive. It has gone back to the House of Representatives for concurrence before it will be sent to the executive.
Yeah, because there were some changes made by the Senate, so the lower house has to approve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for calling. Thank you. Let's take one more call. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
This is Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, let's hear you.
All right. The World Crime Court. I'm in favor of it. Prince Johnson, he has been trying to protect America. When the World Crime Court is established here, America will be number one to be before the court. they release Charles Taylor. How will a president escape in America? They will be responsible. Number two, we, the Liberians, number two, they're outside of Liberia. Why you know that things that is not good for you want you to happen in another country? So let the war crime code be established. You will see what will happen. And what I'm saying today, America will kick against it. That thing will be cancelled. They will not allow it to happen.
Thank you.
Because they will be number one to be attacked.
Thank you for calling. That's your opinion. Thank you very much. So I'd like for us to talk a little bit about this post that's making rounds on social media. Yes, and I hope I can see it to read. Okay, so a lady identified as Marcia posted this on social media, and this lady is said to be the wife of the former information minister and former maritime boss, Len Eugene Nangbe. So she posted this on social media, which is making rounds. She said, and I read verbatim.
So her name is Marcia.
Marcia, okay, Marcia, okay. So she said, and I read, I vow to not argue with anyone that sleeps in heat, wakes up and takes bath in bucket, and flushes the toilet with the balanced water. I repeat, I vow to not argue with anyone that sleeps in heat, wakes up and takes bath in bucket, and flushes the toilet with the balanced water. And a lot of Liberians on social media have seen this as an affront to them, because in Liberia, a lot of us sleep in heat, right? A lot of Liberians sleep in heat because they flush toilets with we sleep in heat, wake up and we take bath in bucket, and we also flush toilet with the balanced water in bucket. Yeah, so posting this, a lot of Liberians see as an affront to them. And she has been heavily criticized, especially being the wife of a former government minister, somebody who has, accumulated a lot from government, has worked a lot. I mean, in government during the Taylor days, Len Eugene Nangbe worked, was a government official during the early Johnson Sirleaf regime. He was there as information minister, partly information minister during the Wia's regime, and then he went at the maritime and he worked. It was just after the election of Ambassador Joseph Boakai as president that he, resigned. He tendered in his resignation. So for his wife coming up and making such a statement, a lot of Liberians see this as an affront to them. So I don't know. Quickly, what's your perspective? Beginning with Choco. I'll laugh.
Yeah, you can see I saw the post, but too many things came to mind. One is what has she been in confrontation with another female? Normally, females are usually in social confrontation. They get at one another on issues that they feel bad about. Most of the time you see females on social media, they will attack each other, maybe on their lifestyle and all of that. So I thought maybe she and another female might have been in quarrel about some issues. And on the flip side, she is the wife of a former government official. He's still a statesman, and to post such statement on social media, it says a lot. And the former minister, he himself, I think he should have told his wife to either remove the post because of his position in society. You don't just see certain things, especially when people get at you because of your position. You tend to let it go, or you personally engage the person instead of you going on social media. But This has been condemned by several individuals. Hundreds of Liberians are saying this is wrong. And you are making this statement. Your husband Nangbe has never and ever bought toothbrush or toothpaste without government money. And government money is the taxpayers' money. For you to come out and say such a statement to Liberians, even the CDC that is supposed seditious. I saw some are condemning, some are saying, yeah, she's right for saying that. But again, it's the taxpayer money that you have been living on.
Yeah, because a lot of some of the comments I saw on social media, some people have been commenting like, hey, check this woman's background. You know, she's not working. She's like a dependent woman, and she depends on her husband, and her husband works with government, and every money that she has, that she's posting or bragging about right now, you know, is government's money. So to come back to the same taxpayers who, you know, are paying your husband, you know, to make such a statement is just an affront. And you mentioned something that, you know, she might have been in a confrontation with another female on social media.
Yeah.
And she was just, you know, she posted that to get at that particular female. Now, you, if you are in confrontation, Dennis will come to you.
Yeah.
If you are in confrontation with a female on social media, you know, as looking at your status, you know, as the wife of a former government official, you know, you want to get at the person, can't you just directly text the person through their messenger account? Or if you probably have the person number, you text that to the person instead of just, you know, posting that on social media. That will be perceived differently by a lot of people that are on social media, especially you being the wife of a former state man, a former minister. Dennis?
Yes, to add up to what you people are saying, I follow that, and people will look up to her perhaps because she's the wife of a government official. In terms of what she posts, there will be misinterpretations. The first time I saw that post, I saw it, I was like, but then I'd read it over, and then, you know, I was like, this thing is not as serious, you know, people are interpreting it. And if you know Marcia, the wife of Eugene Namwe, and you have followed her over time, you see that it's someone who is totally different when it comes to her issue and the issue of her husband as a government official. Her lifestyle in terms of what portrays on the social media, you see her almost like a fashionist or you know, stylish and all of those things. Not to be sarcastic, to say slay queen, you know, the kind of thing. At times you think, is this the wife of a minister and all of that? But she has her own personality of how she carry herself in terms of her post and do her thing. So from the post that was made by her, when you read the post carefully, it's like she and someone in argument, you know, females got their thing, throwing jabs at each other.
Sure.
Yeah, and she said, I'll take back with the bucket, the water. And for me, for one person, I don't use the water I take back way to flush Camo, the balanced water. So it almost like somebody giving someone a talk and say, have your cake. There's a saying that you will have your cake. I know it's easy to kind of talk. So I think it's what she put in that way. So for me, the post, there are a lot of serious things ongoing in the country that people should be concerned about, you know, and just chill, like they can say on this post, because I see now we all making you know, some challenge about it, funny posts about that. And I think her post was not directly to Liberian people as making brag of, because she benefited from taxpayer money and she's still benefiting from
taxpayer money.
Why would she want to throw jobs at the people who have given her this wealth, for which you see the background of her house, the living room, you see how, you know, opulent is that place being displayed. So I think it's just some argument with a female colleague that she tried to throw that, and it just landed in a political charge environment that people are now, so, you know, with the transition, and also people with the asset recovery, with some past administration misusing government, you know, resources and all of that. So she got caught up in the web And this has been, seen. But also it shows that as a public official, you are not in government, but your husband is in government. So the way you conduct yourself, you should be mindful of the posts you make, because it will come back to you and even maybe cost something for the job your husband is occupying.
Of course. And especially your husband is somebody. I know he's not very young, but he's still young to still work in government. He was campaign manager for the CDC. He may still want to be a campaign manager or occupy some a political position, and those are things that will be held against him when the politics of the day is being discussed. But folks, it's 9:31, so we have a guest here to play host to this morning up to 10 o'clock. But don't forget to play the radio entertainment game. It's on your radio. Winners will be walking away with 5,000 this morning, because today is Ramadan Day. So winners will be walking away with 5,000 Liberian dollars. All you need to do is to dial the playing code *799#, select number 3 for Spoon FM. And after that, you choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you get automatically into the draw. If you don't have money on your mobile money account, both USD or LD, you buy the recharge card, 2 or 3 or 4 if you want to play multiple times and play the game. And of course, you stand a chance to win 5,000 Liberian dollars this morning on the show. So we take this quick break. When we come back, we'll be here with our guest.
When you are giving in Liberia, Winners Incorporated leads the way.
That's why we are the most efficient, reliable, and trusted every single day